Welcome to the first and last guide you're gonna need to learn how to do the Obi Ani spin. So before we get into talking about how exactly we're gonna learn to do this, I wanna talk about the 3 points of rotation you're gonna need to have and the 3 movements you're gonna need to have to get this down. First and foremost, we need to have and think about our wrist flexibility. So the saber needs to be able to spin forward, backwards, forward going down, backwards rising up in front of us, going down in front of us. That's the first movement we need to be thinking about. The second is our shoulder. Our shoulder needs to be able to move. It's gonna open and close throughout this entire spin. The second one we need to worry about is our hip rotation. Hips need to turn here, just like so. If you can, and your knees will allow, do a little pivot into your toes. When we get to it, this is gonna allow room for the saber to flow past our leg without a common mistake that a lot of us do. It happens all the time to me when I'm going too fast and smacking myself in the leg. So let's talk about our first movement, the wrist spin, the wrist roll. What's gonna happen here is a lot of people are gonna teach us to open our hand, let the tip drop, and bring it around. Once you guys get that, I really want you to learn how to do the wrist roll by only opening your hand a little bit. What this is gonna do for you is allow you to do your Obi Ani, and when you do hit yourself or you hit another object, I'm struggling to actually hit myself, it won't fly out of your hand as easily. When you have this loose grip, you're gonna throw your saber around a lot. So I want you guys to have a more relaxed, easy grip. You're not gripping for dear life. You're not squeezing and holding on and white knuckling. You wanna make sure you've got a nice relaxed grip so you can kind of manipulate the saber with your hand. That's movement number 1, wrist rolls, okay? You need to be able to go forward and you need to be able to go backwards. I want you to practice this movement in front of you, like so. This one I will open up a little more in order to have room for the saber to get past my bicep. Movement number 1, wrist rolls. Get that down, learn it, and love it. Move number 2 is after our wrist roll, we're gonna stick it behind our back. It's that easy. Wrist roll and behind the back. Wrist roll and behind the back. And this part is where a lot of people get tripped up. Going into movement number 3. Movement number 3, we're gonna drop it behind our back and turn our hips. That's all we're gonna do. As we do that, we're gonna turn and lift up. Turn, lift up. Wrist roll, wrist roll. So that wrist roll allows us to get to this position here, which will then put it back behind our backs. So let's go through it really, really slow, one movement at a time. Wrist roll, behind the back, hip twist, pull it out, drop it over, wrist roll, hip twist, pull it out, put it over our shoulder. That's something a lot of people are gonna trip up on because when we do it really low, it just does this. That's all we're doing. And I'm doing a little hip twist, a little forward shoulder rotation. All of these things combined are going to make your Obi Ani flourish bigger and better, and you'll be able to do it at different heights and different levels. If you're really, 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 really struggling with this movement, I want you guys to use the flex method. The flex method allows you guys to start nice and high with a flexed bicep, just like so, saber in front of you. This removes a majority of the wrist roll motion we're gonna do. You're gonna open the shoulder, twist the hips, drop the saber, put it behind you, twist the hips back, and flex. So from this position here, I'm gonna twist the saber around, bring it back, down and up, around and down and up, and then open again, drop, behind, open, flex, around. And the flex method takes out a little bit of the wrist roll and allows it only has to lift. You've only got to get that saber from pointing down with your pinky and palm forward to pointing up and to the side, palm facing you. So if you can go from here to here, the flex method will allow you to have a more fluid motion, and then you tighten up that flex in order to get that saber behind you. If you practice these things slowly, starting with step 1, putting it behind your back, pulling it out, hip twist, flex and drop, all of these things allow for a smooth and fast Obi Ani spin. Guys, if you guys enjoyed this video and you want to know more about how to spin and use your lightsaber, consider clicking that subscribe button, like, and let me know in the comments what you guys want to learn next. Till the next time, stay out of trouble, make good choices, and may the Force be with you.